Hi there, all my crafty friends, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. Today is going to be such a fun project. I'm making an angel Christmas ornament, and I have so many techniques to show you in this video. I'll be doing some special effects with glass bead gel. So if you're ready, let's make a mess. This plastic ornament blank came from Amazon, and the first thing I'm going to do is give it a coat of paint. I pulled the silver hanger off the top, and I'll put it back later. I'm using an antique bronze, and it took 2 coats to get a nice finish. I let the paint dry for about an hour, and now I'm adding a crackle medium on both sides, and I'll let that dry for about an hour as well. Now I'm going to give it a coat of vintage white paint, and you'll be able to watch it crack as I'm painting it on. Now all that beautiful bronze will show up in all those cracks. I just love crackle finishes. There are so many different types of crackle, and I have a video explaining each one of them. I'll leave you a link in my description box below. I'm giving it a glossy finish using Polyvine decorator's varnish, and I'll let it dry for about 30 minutes. This product is very impressive, and I've been using it quite a lot. This formula is somewhat heat and water resistant. There are several formulas, and some are highly heat and water resistant. Polyvine is also UV resistant, so you can feel free to put your creations in sunlight without fear of fading. And this product can be purchased from decoupagenapkins.com. And I'm going to tell you all about them in just a few minutes. I'm going to add a piece of this music note paper to the front of the ornament. I'm wetting it so it's easy to tear. I'm rubbing some brown ink around the edges to make the paper look vintage. I'm putting it on the front and back. I'm going to be rolling a couple of the edges so you'll see the back of the paper in those areas. I'm painting some gold along the edges as well. Where are you watching from? Let me know in the comments. It's fun to see what cities and countries you are all watching from. I'm filming from Las Vegas, Nevada in the United States. And now I'm sealing it with some of the Polyvine decorator's varnish and rolling 2 of the edges. I'm rolling the paper while the varnish is still wet, and then I'll let it dry for about an hour. I wanted to lighten up the paper a little bit, so I'm rubbing it with a white pearl wax rub. This is a really nice wax rub. It's very soft and creamy. This fabulous product is also available at decoupagenapkins.com. Decoupagenapkins.com has such a great selection of rice papers as well as napkins that you can purchase one at a time. Rub-on transfers, molds, modeling clay, stencils, stamps, scrapbook paper, and much more. Over 6,500 products. And carry 3 new lines of paint. Dixie Belle Chalk Mineral Paint, Clay Mud Paint, as well as Pentart in a wide range of colors. They are wonderful to work with and send out their orders fast. They offer several automatic discounts when checking out on orders over $50, $75, and $125. Subscribe to the newsletter by entering your email address and you'll receive 10% off your next order. Make sure you check them out. I'll leave you a link in my description box below. Now I'll glue it to the front of the ornament and let it dry for several hours. I'm going to make a couple of cute little angels and bows for the front and back of this ornament. I'm brushing the mold with a little bit of cornstarch so it'll remove easily. I'm using Delight air dry clay. This clay is really nice and easy to work with. It's soft and remains slightly flexible once dry. And this amazing clay is available through decoupagenapkins.com. I'm making some foliage using another mold. This mold is very shallow, so I'm using cream paste instead of clay. It'll make life just a little bit easier. DecoupageNapkins.com has another product that I discovered after filming. It's texture paste in opaque matte. This works just as well, actually maybe even better. Both products dry extremely flexible, and I'll need flexibility since I'm going to be gluing the foliage on a curved ornament. I'll let this dry overnight before removing from the mold. I'm going to paint the angels gold, but first I painted them tan as a base coat. Metallic colors can be a little bit translucent, and the white of the clay will show through the paint. I normally paint my base coat similar to the metallic color I'm going to be using. If you're enjoying this video, please let me know by hitting that like button. And why not share this with a friend? Thanks for doing that. And I painted the bows a nice Christmas red. After the paint dried in about 30 minutes, I gave all the pieces a coat of the Polyvine Glossy Decorator's Varnish to prepare them for antiquing. Then I let that dry for about 30 minutes. I mixed some dark brown paint with some water to use as my antiquing medium. I'm painting it on and then wiping it off right away. The antique will stay in all the cracks and crevices to show all the detail that was in the mold. And I let that dry for about an hour. I'm going to use some of the metallic wax rubs to highlight the angels and bows. I'm using white gold and the pearl white. On the angels, I used the white gold for the body and the white pearl for the wings. The combination of the two colors of wax rubs really gave it a pretty effect. On the bows, I just used the white pearl and it made it look like satin. I'm wiping over the molded foliage with an alcohol wipe to remove any of the excess material before I unmold them. The texture paste doesn't require this step. It actually goes in the mold a little bit cleaner. You should only use these two products in very shallow molds. It would take too long to dry in a deeper mold. Now it's time to paint all my foliage. I'm mixing several shades of green and brown along with some golden copper with water. I'm just randomly mixing paint colors on all the foliage. The more random it is, the more real it will look. There's no wrong way to do this. Let the paint colors mix together to create some gorgeous effects. I'm giving them a little spritz of water here and there to help the paint colors run into each other. Have fun with it. All the products and tools I use and recommend in my videos have been tested by me. I won't suggest something that I haven't used myself. Each product will be listed in my description box below and will have a blue link to make it easy for you to find. Any of the links I provide are safe for you to click on. Then I painted all the little berries red. I let everything dry for about an hour, then painted them all with Polyvine Glossy Decorator's Varnish to prepare them for antiquing as well. I mixed dark brown paint with some water to use as my antiquing medium. I painted it on and then wiped it off right away, just like I did with the angels and the bows. You can turn any color paint into an antiquing medium. Just mix it with some water to make it runny, and there you go. Antiquing is a pretty messy job, so I normally wear disposable gloves. I'll let these dry for about an hour, and then I'll give them another coat of Polyvine Glossy Decorator's Varnish, and I'll let that dry for about 30 minutes. It actually dries pretty fast. I'm going to start gluing everything on my ornament now. This is just my favorite part. I love to see all that hard work coming together. I decided to use the 2 flat leaves to cover the silver hanger at the top of the ornament. The angel goes dead center and the bow below the angel. I did the same thing with the back. I like to do a little something on the back of my ornaments. The way they hang on your tree, sometimes you can see the back, so I feel that it needs to look pretty too. I started with the largest foliage at the bottom and then worked my way up, filling in with the smaller pieces and then the berries. I'm highlighting all the foliage by adding a little bit of the white gold wax rub. It will highlight all the higher areas on the molded pieces. This will give you some great depth since we have the antiquing in all the low areas. And now for some fun, I'm going to put some glass bead gel in chunky globs here and there on the foliage. It goes on white, but it dries clear. When it's dry, it will look like there's ice all over the foliage. You can mix paint or food coloring with it to get some fun effects. And this super fun product is also available at decoupagenapkins.com. Since I put it on very chunky, this will take 24 to 48 hours to turn clear. And here's some more fun. Polyvine has a special glitter that is made to mix with paints or varnishes. I'm putting a little bit of it in my glossy decorator's varnish. Depending on how much you add to your varnish, it'll give you just a hint of sparkle for your top coat. Even if you put it in a matte varnish, it still shines through. I just love this. I'm brushing it on all the cream colored areas for some sparkle. It's really hard to capture this on camera. I'm sorry. I found this cute little holly and berry arrangement at Hobby Lobby. I added some strung beads to it and a tassel. I glued it to the bottom of the ornament, and I'm adding a little bit of the white gold wax rub to the tassel. It's a little too bright of a gold compared to the angels. I got this really cool bow maker on Amazon. It's called Bowdabra, and I really like it. It makes bow making pretty easy. This gorgeous velvet ribbon came from Dollar Tree. I just love the color of it. I put a piece of gold small cord lengthwise through the slot in the center, then did a crossover with the ribbon in the center going crosswise. I looped over some organza ribbon crosswise over the velvet, then pulled up the gold cord and tied it. This tool makes it so simple to do a bow. I'll add a link in my description box in case you would like to check it out. I made 2 of them, one for the front and one for the back. I added some of the gold cord for my hanger, then glued the bows on the front and back on top of the silver hanger. Some of the beads I added to the bottom, along with the tassel, are rolled paper beads. If you want to see how to make them, I'll leave you a link in my description box below for a video tutorial on how to make paper beads. I got these gorgeous pearl and rhinestone decorations in the bridal department of Hobby Lobby. They are so beautiful and just what this bow needed. I'm gluing one to the center of each bow. Now I'm adding some of the glass bead gel to the bottom embellishment, and it will need to dry for 24 to 48 hours to turn clear. I put together a playlist of some other tutorials you may enjoy. Click the picture on the right to be taken directly to that playlist. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe by clicking my picture in the top right corner so you don't miss any future videos.